Okay. Hey everyone. Today we're going to be doing a knife only run for Resident Evil. Um, this is just me wanting to play Resident Evil again after a few months since my last time. I don't really have a video showing like step by step how to do it, so I decided just to do one today just for the hell of it. The only real thing you want to make sure you do when you're getting started is to go to your options menu and then go to controls and make sure that your defensive items are set to manual. Just make sure that unless you trigger it with whatever your defensive item is, it won't go off on itself. That's really the only thing you have to worry about. So once you have that manual, you're good to basically start whenever you want. The other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to be doing this on New Game Plus. Well, not really New Game Plus, but just on a second run, so that we know you'll see that there's going to be a slight changes here and there compared to somebody on a brand new file. I'm thinking most people that are going to be doing this are not going to be doing it on a brand new file, just because, you know, they want to carry over whatever they have. You can do it on any difficulty you want. I'm going to base this on the basic normal difficulty, since that's what every difficulty that's not on New Game Plus can have access to.
Resident Evil.
As for character, it really doesn't matter, but it's technically easier with Chris. His knifing speed is faster and he's got more health. So it's really up to you who you want to use. I'm going to do this video with Chris, but I'm going to make sure that I make it kind of clear where you might have a little bit of differences between him and Jill. And then just for the sake of speed, I'm just going to skip the cutscenes. You also don't need to worry about time. If you need to go slower, that's fine. But if you do want to beat the game in 3 hours, it's also possible with the knife. And just to make it clear, I'm going to be doing this on... I'm going to go for the bad ending. Come on, come on. In terms of movement, it doesn't really matter. If you want to play with the analog stick, that's fine. Or if you prefer playing with the D-pad, that works too. Whatever you're most comfortable with. You don't really have to do the whole like hybrid play style of analog and switching to D-pad to get faster movement. Oh, for the record, I kind of forgot some of the things in this game. Like some of the puzzles might take me just a bit longer to solve again, simply because I just don't quite remember that. Okay, so let's pick this up. Technically a knife only run on a New Game Plus when you have the infinite rocket launcher is a little bit harder than normal because you don't actually get the knife until you get to the box. Luckily, the only thing you really got to remember is dodge 99% of what you face, for like a very small exception. Just because there's no real reason to fight them. And you can avoid almost every item. Unless like you really need to. Like those herbs there, if you really wanted them, you could pick them up. Up to you. For the self-defense items, if you got rid of automatic usage and it's set to manual, you can pick them up if you want, or if you just don't want to risk it at all, like not even give yourself the possibility of messing up, then just don't pick them up. You just need to remember that if you do accidentally pick it up later on, it's going to give you that self-defense description for items. I know you're supposed to do this down there, but it's whatever. I think the only segments that I'm kind of gonna struggle a little bit because I don't quite remember the solutions is the puzzle to open up the graveyard, access to the graveyard. Whoops. And this one as well, as you can clearly see. Okay. If you ever need a refresher of the route, to be honest, I probably should have seen my own video too before I even attempted this. It's gonna tank this. You should definitely watch the racing and pacing video that I have. It's basically gonna give you the general outline of the route you want to take, just to get the game done quick, without having to go too out of your way. It's technically intended to beat the game in under 3 hours. But you can basically apply it to any type of run, for the most part. This part, if you're playing as Jill, is going to be a little different. Like, you don't have to enter this restroom at all. You only have to do it as Chris to get the small key in here. And then you would immediately use the small key on the door here to get out and get the herbicide. Also, if you're playing as Chris, you don't need to pick up every small key. I think, for the exception of one, there's one you don't need to pick up. So these herbs are optional. I recommend you pick them up only because you're never going to come back to this area here. So if you have them, you know, you have them. If you don't want to pick them up and you just, you know, at some point want to come back, you just remember, like, oh yeah, I actually didn't pick them up here, so I should pick them up later on. If you did do a knife-only run on a new file, for example, you just didn't want to deal with Forrest or the grenade zombie, if you forgot the name, that's totally fine. You just remember that the segments where he's in, like here, this room here, it wouldn't be Forrest, the fast zombie. It'd just be like a normal slow zombie, or nobody at all. Damn, I messed that one up. It's whatever. Okay, what I tend to do here is I'll use that now. Get the knife. I tend to put all my healing items at the top, only so that I don't have to worry about you know, scrolling too far down. Alright, now that I got the knife, I can officially begin this run. Come on. There we go. Some of the timing on those zombie dodges, I kind of forgot how to explain them properly. If you're not playing alternate controls like I am, where I'm just using the analog stick, what I would recommend is you get used to the back step, which is as soon as a zombie's getting ready closer, you just press back like that so you can walk backwards with the D-pad. You don't have to, but it is good to know how to do in case you don't want to do the inconsistent spin around like this until you can get the zombie to lunge at you. Otherwise, a good chunk of them, all you got to do is just run alongside the wall like this, and you dodge him pretty much every time. This hall here, I like to get through it as quickly as possible, because as long as there's 2 zombies in there, super consistent, super easy to run through. Once there's 3, it gets harder. It's not impossible, it just gets harder. And then if you ever get 4 in there, yeah, you're going to get hit. Like, it's nothing you can do about that. If at any point you feel you're going to get 4, yeah, I just say, nah, forget this, I'm going to restart. And as a friendly reminder, don't hit Forest. Like, Forest will explode on you. Trying to get a small key. This is one of those moments where I forgot where the small key is. Don't jump me. It's whatever, I guess. I was trying to open that door. I don't need to do it right now. Should I do it early? I believe there was a small key here. I could be completely wrong on that. I remember where it is now. It's at the save room where I got my knife. It's right on the typewriter. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna run back for that. Generally speaking, you don't want to forget about that key. So if you did forget about the key, like I did here, and just have to come back for it, you know, either go the long way, or if you did save in that room, just load up your save. This is why I say that this one you don't really want to worry about time. Is he walking? One of the things I really dislike about this strategy, where you run around in circles like that, is that sometimes the zombies don't lunge because you don't. It just, even though it's like super close, you don't get far. I mean, you don't get close enough to trigger the grab. As long as you get through that hallway before a zombie enters, you're fine. Like, even if they're right about to break the door down, they don't enter. Like, they physically have to enter while you're in there. You also don't want to open the door when they're at the door, because then that'll get them in there. And then, you know, it's just a nightmare to solve them as an issue when they're in the room. Normally, you could save there if you wanted to. Before, you know, the mistake of not having picked up the key. Generally, what I do when I'm doing the knife only runs is, there we go, is I save when I finish the mansion the first time, and I save a second time when I'm coming back after the guardhouse. Okay, so Once you get here, you can open the other door on the opposite end if you wanted to, just to give yourself a secondary option to get in and out. I usually don't open the door because I never enter from the other side. Oh, by the way, for the dog, just stand in this corner. Just aim your knife out and just aim down. It's okay if he grabs you like this. Any damage you take here, you're going to heal with the herbs right there. I've had it before where the dog itself didn't do any damage, even though it grabbed me multiple times like that, and it surprised me the last time I did a run. So the dog there, you can either take him out. Actually, before I forget, you can either take down the dog immediately at the same time and then heal, or just leave him alone, because he disappears once the hunters appear later on in the game. Well, it's really up to you what you want to do. As for that healing box, you can use it 3 times on any difficulty. So with that, it's only 2 more times. It's still safe to use when the hunters are around. You just got to remember that the hunters are going to be in that room there. So if you're not ready for them, they could be a nasty surprise. I'm out. Oh, nice. Normally I would have gone and grabbed there, but I got lucky with the timing on that one. Okay, so these herbs here, if you want to pick them up now, you definitely can. And I would pick them up now if you're going to pick them up. Okay. Don't worry about that. That Crimson Head there, he's really nothing. When it comes to that Crimson Head, you don't have to ever take him out. And he's incredibly easy to dodge. Because he's always going to be in the same spot. This little corner to the right. So you can always... Oh, hold on. That corner there. So until you force the camera to switch to see that corner, he won't move. Yeah, that zombie always spawns up there. Okay. Whoops. That was a mistake on my part. You can choose to use the armor key on every door. I don't generally recommend it because you have to kind of go out of your way to open up one of the doors, which is the one in the one in the basement leading to the kitchen. And I mean, you can do it if you wanted to, but it's kind of out of the way. This is another one of those rooms where you're not going to come back. So if you need to heal, you would use the healing here. I should have picked up the herbs first before I picked that up. There's plenty of herbs here, so you don't ever have to really worry about not having enough room. What I do recommend though, and that's actually why I got grabbed by the zombie and I forgot about it until just now, is go into the supply room. Well, the medicine room, I think it's called. And drop off the sword key. The yellow key that you start with. Because you don't need it anymore once you get to this part. So what I would do here is I would definitely run back, get rid of it, and then return here to the next part to get another small key in the small office in between here and the other one. I think Force is in here. Another advantage of playing as Chris is that Chris gets extra heals in the form free heals in the form of Rebecca. When she's down here with Richard, she heals you for free as well. Never need that again. I'm gonna drop off this full heal. I'll carry that one green herb. So in many ways, you never want to use when you're playing as Chris though. If you're playing as Jill, she doesn't get those free heals. When you're playing as Chris, you want to use up her heals first before you use your own personal inventory, because her heals, the heals that she gives you are a limited time only. So like once you get past certain parts of the game, she disappears and she takes whatever heals she still had with her as well. And they don't stack, so it's not like you're gonna get a bunch towards the end. Okay, this one is an easy dodge, but I'm out of practice, so I'm probably gonna mess it up right now. Just get the lunge or not. Get the key. Just run across the wall. There we go. So at this stage, you can open the door to, oh my god, bad timing on that one. Open the door to the piano room. Which I do recommend if you're trying to get rid of the key. Like for example, I think I'm in danger. Not in danger. Mansion key here. Oh, that's where the sword key was actually. Never mind. The sword key's for that door downstairs. I'm gonna load in here to get his positioning reset. I would leave the music sheet in there until you need it, because otherwise it's gonna mess up your inventory space. I think the next thing you have to do is go see Richard, get him the serum. For Richard, it's kind of like you kind of choose how you want to do it, because if you save Richard, you can get the shotgun, but it's obviously useless in a knife only run. And if you let him die with the poison, I'm sorry, the venom, you get Rebecca to help you out in the second segment, and that's what you want. You also want to make sure you touch this door with the key, so you use up one of the slots. She helps you out, and she can make V-Jolt to damage Plant 42, which significantly reduces its life with Chris. For Jill, though, what ends up happening is it takes down, in a cutscene, essentially, Plant 42, but Chris doesn't get that. He just reduces the health of it a lot. So you still have to fight it. It's just not going to have anywhere near the health it would if you didn't go with that route. So at this point, you can choose to sacrifice Richard, which I would recommend, just so you can have Rebecca to help you out with Plant 42 later. And it'll make that boss fight significantly easier. One funny thing is I don't remember where the solution to this puzzle was. Like, I know that it's basically a Z. Like this one, the pike, and the axe, shield, and sword. But I don't remember where the solution to that puzzle was. because I'm basically waiting for Richard to die, I'm gonna do the rest of the puzzles for the masks. One of the other rooms you visit during this run is the deer head room, which gives you, I think, 2 full heals at that point. So I would use that room for emergencies if you need them. Like right now, I'm in yellow health. Yeah, yellow health. So I would just use my 1 green herb to just heal myself back up. But if you wanted to get full heals, then you can do it here as well. You would still want to touch that door just to use up the key. Yeah, you want to go through the door. Then we're going to use the last key here. Okay. Oh, wait. That wasn't right. That was not right. There we go. Like I was saying, like I completely forgot the well, I didn't completely forget, but I forgot a good chunk of the puzzles. Do I have the slot for this? Yes, I do. One of the things I really disliked about the this graveyard here, and that's why we needed that old key from earlier. And we don't need any more old keys with Chris anymore. But one of the reasons I dislike this this graveyard is that if you didn't know that these 2 zombies despawn for no reason later on, I think during the hunter stage, if you take them out, you just basically waste both your time and your ammo. Which is pretty uncool, because like new players are like, there's no reason for anyone to think like, oh yeah, like this is gonna happen, you know? I can see a reason why it happens. No, it just does. Okay, so I'm gonna put this over here. Okay, so now that that's done, the next step is gonna be to get the music sheet, I believe. Oh man. Gonna use my 1 herb. That didn't heal me at all. Yeah, I just remembered that Rebecca will only heal you if you have Richard alive and you take him back. So she'll only heal you in the medicine room if Richard's alive. If he's not, then she does not heal you. There are 2 green herbs here, so I don't really worry about Rebecca not healing me. I just pick these ones up here. There's also a zombie in this hallway once Richard goes out. Combine. Ah, damn. He's still alive. That's one of the disadvantages of waiting. I think it takes like 6 real minutes. So if you are gonna wait a little bit, don't do it in this hallway. Just do it in the other one, the main hall. Yeah, because the only thing we got to do now is go solve the piano puzzle, then use the golden shield in the dining hall, get the helmet key, I think it was, or the shield key, one of the 2, and go to Jan's room and get his death mask, and then we can finish the puzzle, and then we can do the last boss. I mean the Crimson Head boss fight. I'm just gonna give it like another 5 seconds. All right. So for the first Crimson Head fight, if you feel confident in your knifing abilities, you can just go straight to the boss. Not really worry about There we go. Skip that. So if you're playing on the New Game Plus / Once More mode, what I always tend to do is I open this door here. What the hell? I open this first. I think I messed up. Yeah, it was the other way. That's why it threw me off. So just open it so it's you're ready to go in. And don't go in though. You got to turn on the candles first. Once you're ready, take a step in. Forest is, in my opinion, is much easier to dodge than the normal zombie that's in there, because when he lunges at you, he kind of makes like a gap, and that little gap between the grabbing animation and the lunge gives you plenty of time to like get out of there. I didn't mention this earlier, but in the study where you get the whistle, you would have, if you're playing as Jill, you would have needed to get the lighter in there as well. I'll probably add a note during the editing process. I'll just throw like a note in there saying, "Oh, Joe players, don't forget to pick up the lighter while you're here," or something like that. Just because I forgot to mention it, and it's pretty important. Otherwise, when you're in there, no lighter with Jill, you're like, what the hell? So here you can pick up the shield before you enter the piano room. I tend to get grabbed here a lot on my way back to the piano room. So if it happens to you as well, it's no big deal, you know. There we go. This hall, if there ends up being 2 zombies in there, it's not impossible to navigate, it's just really annoying to navigate.
Sure.
Oh, come on. Just gotta run back to the main hall. So if you wanted to save here, just because you didn't feel comfortable running the rest of the way, you definitely could. I'm gonna pick these up because I want the extra saves for later. I probably won't need them, but you know, just in case if you really wanted to save here. Because at this point you're gonna, actually, you know what? No, scratch that. I do recommend you save here because you did quite a bit. Not like, you know, a crazy amount, but just enough that like if your run was going well, you don't want to lose that that segment of good run. What I do is my very top save, the number 100, is like my master save that has everything unlocked. And I load that one and I just use the other saves to you know, keep track of whatever the specific game run is at the time. And then whenever I finish one, I just reload. I save over the master save at the top. Oh, come on. Oh, man.
Chris!
Okay. So again, at this stage, if you feel confident in your ability to fight the Crimson Head, then you can definitely, whoops, you don't need that. You can definitely go straight to it after you get Death Mask. But if you don't, if you feel like you don't have enough practice with it, or you've just never done it before, like you don't know how to fight the Crimson Head with the knife, just go back to the save room in the stairwell where you start the game. I'm sorry, where you get your first save box. Just go back there and then just bulk up on as many healing items as you possibly can, whatever you have at the time. Okay. I honestly forgot about that puzzle. Like, I didn't really remember the combination. I just kind of winged it a little bit. Like, I remember you only had to move one hand, but I didn't remember which one. So I'm like, I think it was this. But yeah, it's basically the second option, and then either left or right, just do it 2 times. I'm definitely gonna go back to the stairwell because the deer room that I talked about earlier in the video, I didn't get any of the healing items in there. So there is a red herb in there and 1 green herb, so that'll be a full heal you can use for the boss. Okay, let's do this. One thing I really like about this is that you don't have to fight Yon at all. Like, you just get the mask and get out. Just run over here, make it loop around. If it doesn't loop around, go back the way you came. So because it didn't loop there, I'm just gonna run back. But it had it looped and followed me, I would have just gone the other way. And it's fairly easy, but if you get hit here, you're gonna get poisoned, and it's just gonna add a bunch of time and backtracking. You don't want that. Like, you definitely don't want that. And I can't remember, but I think if you get poisoned there and it forces you to play as Rebecca, it disables Rebecca appearing the second time. I think. I can't quite remember on that one, so don't quote me on that one. Oh shit. Perfect. So this room here, it's optional if you want to get the healing items in there. If you don't want to, it's perfectly fine. So the red herb is right there. And then the green herb, and I think a first aid spray, I could be wrong on that one too, is here. I know there's some saving items here. It's ink ribbons, I mean. Don't take that, we don't need that anymore. There it is. Okay. think it was back here, the green herb. Yeah, there it is. So you combine that with the red herb and you get your full heal there. And this, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's a first aid spray. Yep, there it is. So that's 2 full heals right there, on top of what you should still have from earlier. And you're gonna have more than enough healing for this first boss fight. And it's honestly just this fight and Yawn. I'm sorry, not Yawn. Plant 42 that are the most damaging, because they take kind of like they're the longest ones to learn in terms of timing and spacing and all that. Oh no. One of those heals is going to waste right now, which is fine, I guess. Let me see here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so think you get healing here. Yeah, there it is. So I'm gonna get 1 more healing item here. I tend to use the sprays first because you can't turn them into the I'm gonna save here. You can't mix them with the blue herbs to cure poison, in case you wanted to do that later on. Oh, and if you want to use your other save slots, you definitely can. You don't have to keep overriding like I am here. If anything, I do recommend you use the other slots. Okay, so gonna get rid of this and get another mixed herb here. And that's as good as it's gonna get in terms of healing items. I guess ultimately, if you wanted to be super precautious, you could drop off this mask and come back and get another healing item. I don't recommend doing that though, because this door you can only go through it 2 times before Wesker repairs it later on. And once the mob is down, like, you can't come through the door anymore. If you didn't want to save at the room we were just in right now, you could save in the kitchen, because the kitchen's technically closer. The only drawback to the kitchen is that you have to sacrifice 1 slot for healing and use the see, the zombies are gone now, and use the other items for healing instead. Oh, come on. That's one of the things I dislike. They have to be perfectly in front of it for it to register. Okay, so I haven't done this in forever, so I'm going to probably make a lot of mistakes. So I'll try to explain them as they happen so that it's easier for you when you're following along to just avoid the mistakes and just do the easy part. So the zombie's always going to do like either a slash or a lunge. And when he does the slash like that is when you want to hit him. When he does a lunge though, you want to make sure you get out of the way. Not that one. It's like a super lunge. Ooh, he missed. Nice. Right now he's just doing slashes. That's the super lunge. You want to make sure you completely dodge that one. So what I do is I always kind of wait for him to try to do an attack or a grab before I do anything. Ooh. He tends to attack with his right hand. Oh no. After he grabs you, you do have enough frames to get an attack in. I don't recommend doing it though, because sometimes he does a reactionary grab. Okay, let me see what my health is at. I'm gonna risk it. Oh. You do have a pretty far stab animation, so don't be afraid to tap your aim button and then attack. Oh man, I'm gonna heal that one. That one's gonna... Oh. One of the things I hate about that super lunge is that he tends to do it multiple times when it misses. Come on, you bastard. Oh, come on. Am I in danger? Close to it. He's too far. I'm gonna try to move the camera up closer so you can see it better. I tend to stay in this side of the room for two reasons. One, the camera kind of stays consistent here, and if you run too close to the sarcophagus, he tends to, the coffin, he tends to despawn a little bit because the camera shifts, and then you just lose sight of where he is, and that's like a really bad thing. You also want to make sure you bait out the attacks, because if you don't, what tends to happen is he just keeps running around in circles trying to hit you. Just keeps running around in circles. Oh, bitch. Get away from me. Come on. You know that you successfully hit him because you hear the little stabby noise. Man. That one. If you miss, you don't hear that. There we go. That wasn't too bad. I made mistakes for sure. Most of them being that my timing was off. So if you do make mistakes as well, even if you use up all your healing items that you brought with you, it's not that big of a deal because you're still going to get plenty more as you play and get further into the game. So don't be afraid if you lose everything here, but you're still able to pass it. The only time I might consider restarting is if like you use everything and you're like in danger when you finish the fight. Like if you're in that situation, probably don't want to continue. You probably should just reset it and try again until you get a little bit more familiar with the way it attacks. So this part for Richard, not too difficult to dodge. If you don't have New Game Plus, it's just going to be a normal zombie there. And in my opinion, that's going to be a little bit harder to dodge. Okay, we're going to go over here now. So you can get the healing item here as well. I don't remember the rooster puzzle for the to open up the gate. I think you have to get the roosters to point the blue one away from you and the red one towards you. I'll figure it out right now. South for red. Is that right? No. So, west? Yes. Okay, so red one's west. I remember the Cerbers have to be looking away from the gate, so red is west. And this one I think is north. No. Wait. Yes, north. Okay. Blue is north. Alright. Not bad. And I play this game a lot. Is the main reason I'm not remembering is I'm just going completely off of memory. And I tend to forget things when I'm not actively playing them. Because right now, I'm focusing on 2 different games. and I don't want to spoil the contents of those games simply because I want to, you know, have the videos to go up whenever it is they go up. And yeah, I'm thinking about those games right now and their solutions and whatnot instead of Resident Evil. For the healing items here, you can pick them up. I think it's only 1 herb on normal. I think it's 2 on easy and very easy. Could be wrong on that one though. But the herb that's here, you can leave it here, or actually, yeah, so it doesn't have any herbs on normal. But if you see the herbs there, you can pick them up now, or you can leave them there and wait until way later when we come back out after we finish the segment for Lisa. If you wanted to save here, you could. I can't really say yes or no on this part because, you know, you would have definitely done enough to say, yeah, you should definitely save. Like, for example, like, let's say you hated that fight with the Crimson Head. Like, you just absolutely hated it and you're like, never want to deal with that again. You definitely can save. I'm not going to do it because, you know, it's not... Crimson Head is not that big of a deal for me on knife. Definitely will carry 1 first aid spray with me because Lisa here, if you miss the dodge, her 1 smack drops you like 1 health bar and a half. So if you're fine, it'll drop you to like the low yellow. And if you're in yellow, then yeah, you either end up in middle orange or danger, depending on if you get the beginning of the hit or the end of the hit, I think it was. I want to take a step. Do not touch her at all when she's in her animation, her hitting animation. Because like if you touch her, even if you just touch her back while she's still doing the animation, it hits you. It's considered a full hit. I think a zombie spawns here after you exit the room. Yeah, there it is. Oh no. I got stuck there for a second. Oh, that could have ended really bad. So the crows, I mean, if you stay here long enough, they'll attack you, but I don't know, I don't remember if they were ever any danger. I think the most dangerous ones are the ones in the puzzle room with the light and glass puzzle. So for this section here, it's pretty easy. You just run straight to the guardhouse. Like, you don't really have to worry about the snakes that fall behind you or anything like that. The Cerberus garden here, I would leave the items alone. You could pick them up if you really needed them, if you wanted to. But usually I just leave them there. Like, unless I happen to have a red herb. And there's only 1 specific red herb that I'm thinking about, which the one right before the room with plant 42. Like, there's a red herb right in front of its boss door. Like, if you happen to pick that one up and you brought it to this part here, you can make a full heal with antidotes, which is like the only time I would recommend to pick up those 2 herbs there. Okay, so we're gonna go back. I can't remember if the snakes fall the first time you run through here, or if it's the second time you run here. Well, I guess we'll find out right now. Yeah, the snakes aren't here right now. It'll be later. Okay, so for this one, you just run straight to the guardhouse. Oops. I think there was a red herb here at the base of this gate. That's another one you could possibly use for the yeah, there it is. That you could possibly use for the green and blue herb we left behind. Okay, so at this point, if you didn't save earlier, definitely save here. You can either save before or after getting some of the items here. So for example here, I'm going to get them first, and then I'll save. But you could do whatever order you want. Really doesn't matter. So those herbs there, optional. I pick them up simply because they're kind of free. I mean, I guess not 100% free. That spider from there can technically hit you, but it's just so rare that, you know, it's whatever. I think this is a blue herb and a green herb combination. Yeah. For the candles, you can turn them on if you want. Damn it. I don't recommend it. It's kind of a waste of time. Plus, for the puzzle room with Rebecca later on, we can brute force it. Well, brute force it with the combinations, like knowing the combinations. I'll put them up. I'll edit it in later on or something. Because I don't remember them. Like, at all. So I'm going to leave this behind. I tend to carry that healing item with me because of the antidote. And this is where I would definitely save. All right, I'm gonna make a small cut here because I gotta take a quick break. Okay, back to it. You really won't need the antidotes because there's no enemy that can poison you in here. I think, for the exception of the bee, I think that might be the only one. For that, I don't recommend you move the box to block that hole. Just run over it, take the damage, and run through. You only have to run through it 3 times. So it's really not really worth the time that it spends to close it up. Because it doesn't do a lot of damage to you anyway. Make sure not to move that map until you're ready to gas up the next room. Because otherwise you spawn bees in there. So for this section here, if you feel that you need to take down the zombie just to give yourself breathing room, you could. Hold on. All right. I also recommend that you open that gate / bookshelf door after you're done with this section here. Like, you don't have to do it right then and there like I did it. You really only have to come in here to get this key. And then go back to the other study to get the underground key. If you really feel like you can't do it, like, no, this is too tough, like, I can't run past that zombie, just bring extra healing items with you. Because you're probably going to take more damage trying to take it down with the knife than you will if you just took the damage and ran by it. I think one of the more difficult parts of this segment of the game is after you clear out the shark tank, deciding whether or not to bypass the big shark that can take you out instantly by just running by it, or if you take the little extra bit of time to... It's more of a speedrunner thing. to either shock it to permanently take it down, or if you want to just jump down into the water while it's still alive and then dodge to the right. I've never done it myself. It's fine. I'm completely fine taking this bite. Assuming I can get past here. Am I in danger? No. Yeah, there's one green herb right after this, and right before the shark tank. This part of the game always felt strange to me. Like, this is the only part in the game that feels forced. Like it only exists to slow you down when it didn't need to. I think I wasn't supposed to push this one first. It's fine, I guess. I think if this part was always like, if it was permanently removed, you would be able to beat the game much faster. Well, I mean, definitely you'd be able to beat the game much faster. It's just, it would improve the pacing of the game. Not that it really, you know, feels too long. Just, it feels out of place is all. So for this section here, I recommend you just run straight to the end. Just kind of hugging the wall. I honestly can't remember how often I've actually been damaged here. Like I literally just run to the end. If for some reason you didn't have that first aid, or like you were still hurt by the time this was over, there's another hold on, where's the switch? Valve 2. So that valve is always different. You got to make sure you look at the sign. What am I supposed to do? Oh yeah, this one. Touch here. Okay, so you hit that switch, you reset it, reset the oil, and hit the switch again.
Locking all doors to achieve maximum safety.
Yeah, okay.
Reaching 30% of pressure threshold.
There we go. Oh yeah, you have to release the safety again. Forgot about that. Okay. So yeah, if you still needed the heal, This item here, I believe it's a first aid spray. I could be wrong. It might just be an herb. But if you needed to heal, there's another item there. So for this shark, you know, you can basically choose to shock it or just run it if you've practiced the run. Like I said, I've never done it, so I don't ever like bother doing it. Oh, come on. And don't worry, if you're doing the knife only run, this does not invalidate it. It's like one of the only instances where you can do, when you can take down an enemy without the knife. It's going to be this part. Trying to remember if we did anything earlier that took down enemies without the knife. I guess the tentacles, the vines I mean, in the greenhouse. If you consider those enemies, I guess that would also count as not invalidating it. Let's see here. Using J-Volt on Plant 42 does not invalidate it. That applies to both Chris and Chill. Trying to remember if there's anywhere else. I think that's it. The Tyrant with the rocket launcher doesn't count either. I don't recommend even getting to the stage of a Tyrant at the end, like on the helipad. Simply because that entire segment, like if you just avoid it, you finish the game. Where's the zombie? Yeah, so once you open that door, we're getting close to the point of Rebecca. If you let Richard die. Okay, so we're going to take the map. Don't examine the hole, just use the gas, because that does spawn the wasps in the room with you, and they don't get taken down when you gas this place. So at this stage, you can decide to open up the door for Rebecca and then continue, or not open the door for Rebecca and you would still be able to get in. I believe so. I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restock on healing items for this next part. I actually just realized I still had the crank with me. Hopefully you dropped off the crank earlier. You don't actually need a carry here if you don't want to. So just, you can give yourself that extra bit of room. Because you don't need this particular crank until the end of the game after we install the battery for the lift. So if you wanted to save here again, you definitely could. This entire segment here is not too difficult, but just having the ability to... Here, I'm gonna put this one away here. I'm gonna start at caution. I'm not gonna save. I'm not gonna heal it until like the actual damage comes in from the boss fight. Okay, so I'm gonna switch this out with another healing item. Oh, that's not good. I took a lot of damage there. I'm fairly certain that the door is... I don't remember if it opens up automatically for Rebecca, or if you had to have opened it before. We'll find out right now. Because I took a lot of damage before this boss even started, so I might just reload and go back. Whoops. Okay, we'll see right here. Yeah, so you don't even have to open the door. Rebecca will automatically be switched over. So as a simple reminder, don't shoot your weapon with Rebecca. She actually will invalidate it for you. So just get rid of it. Oh, okay, so you do have to open it with Rebecca. Okay, so I'm going to make a cut here because I don't remember the combination. And I'm just going to put all the possible combinations on here. So I'm just going to make a quick cut here. Okay, so luckily I just used my older video, the one where I had all the combinations on there. So I'm just going to try the combinations, see which ones work. That one didn't work. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. That one didn't work either. So... Oh, this one's 3. There we go. Okay. So now that that one's in, we gotta solve the puzzle. Okay, so we gotta... Let's see here. I am using my own guide, the one that I made much earlier for playing as Rebecca. We gotta fill a bottle with this red one. Fill another bottle with water. Combine the red and the water. Fill a bottle with yellow. Mix purple with yellow. Fill another bottle with yellow. One with water. Okay. We gotta combine yellow and water. And then green and orange. And then finally combining that last one with red. All right. Beetles. Perfect. So now we just got to run down there and use it. And again, make sure you run out here without your... I mean, I guess you can remove the pistol equipped if you wanted to. But don't use it. Like, you know, just... There's only one enemy you could use it on, possibly. I always wondered how it would have why Jill was able to do this segment by herself. Like she was able to combine the items. So I don't remember if Jill was a chemist. I don't think so. But I guess they said they did make it pretty clear that Chris had like zero interest in this kind of stuff or even experience, I think it was. That's why he didn't like really even bother. Okay, now that that's done, the boss is going to be manageable now. I mean, you can still do it without it, it's going to have a ton more health. And then once you use it, you just exit the room here and you switch back to Chris. So in my opinion, this is actually the hardest fight because of how awkward it is. The more of you get hit. Am I in danger? No, I'm gonna take one more hit before I heal. So what I recommend is you stay on one side until it starts swinging at you like that. Because what it tends to do is... Ooh. I'm gonna die if I get hit again. You can try to fight it down there. I don't recommend it though. But what you generally want to do is you want to stand on one side until it starts trying to swing at you. Or drop acid on you. So I'm going to stand right here. Damn. Okay, that's 2 down. So it's dropping acid there. So I want to switch over here. Get out of the way. Oh man. Damn. Once a limb is destroyed, you'll know because it kind of pops. Trying to hit the other one, but it's too far. You also don't want to stand in the corners, because what tends to happen is that there's these little bulbs there that just shoot poison gas at you. I don't think it can poison you, but it does hurt you. The first vines you want to make sure you destroy are those tentacles that smack you. Those are the ones you want to destroy first and foremost. So I already destroyed one of them. Trying to get the other one now. Okay, got one there. I think one of the tentacles is still alive. Okay. Okay, that other one's gone now for good. So the most difficult part is over, because those bulbs only attack you one at a time. Oh, what? Something hit me. Okay, I think it's easier to do it from the bottom now, just to come down here and hit it. The problem is that when it opens up, it drops a lot of acid, and that hurts you like a ton. That acid there. I've in the past when I was trying to do like strategies for it, I know that acid drop can kill you. Like, you just basically stun locked. Oh man. It's almost dead. I'm just trying to get the last vines here. Come on, come on. See how much health I have. There we go. Incredibly annoying fighting this thing. Come on, just one hit. That's all it's gonna take. There we go. Probably one more and it's dead at that point. There we go. See, I didn't even get hear a sound of me hitting it. It just died. Okay, so probably yellow caution. Yeah, with one full heal. Yeah, it's definitely one of the hardest ones. So if you end up getting like beaten, as in you just die your first time, you just give it another go. Whatever you have left over after the fight, though, don't use it to heal yourself, because Rebecca's going to be in this room here, and she will heal you for free. Up to, I believe, 3 times. So, yeah, just heal in the fight as you need to, because, you know, you're going to die otherwise. But yeah, let Rebecca heal you.
Thanks.
Now that we're done with this part, there's gonna be one more quote unquote hard part, and it's gonna be getting past the stairway where the two hunters are. I think on normal it's 3, or was it 2? I don't remember. It's been a while. Okay, so at this point, you would definitely take the you can either save again. Or take the red herb. I'm gonna save again just because I don't want to redo that. So you can do one of two things. You can take the blue herb that is here and right next to the map. And I do recommend that just in case you get poisoned by the snake coming up. Or you can use the blue herb and green herb that are in the little garden where the 2 Cerberus are. And then combine it with your red herb to make a gray herb mix. If you have the inventory, you can also pick up that red herb. But generally, I leave that red herb there until later. When you go underground into the cave system. Just in case if you need it, you know? Like, it's easier to carry 1 green herb, combine it there and heal, than it is to find a red herb. Oh, remember to take a red herb whenever it is that you need it. So the line for this one is, it's one of those weird ones where like, you just gotta keep practicing until you remember where it is. It's kind of hard to really tell you where it is. Like, oh, you gotta run this particular line and you'll guarantee dodge them every time. You have to do it a few times before you're like, okay, yeah, I think I have an idea where they're gonna be. And it's not really the running back towards the mansion that's the issue. It's when you're running towards the waterfall. That's the issue. When you have to put the battery in, that's when you're more likely to get poisoned. Okay. This is fine. Oh, that's right. You need a green. Whatever. This is fine anyway. Having the green herb there for later is still fine. Especially in that section I talked about. When you need to get the red herb for later. Yeah, so this next part can be a little tricky, only because you do have to wait like a certain amount of time before you can jump over. Like you're supposed to wait just like half a second here until it's right above you. There you go. And then you run up the stairs. But because I'm going to drop off the herbs, I didn't take advantage of that. So that's normally what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to wait until it jumps down before you start running up. So because there's a high chance of getting insta-killed here, you can definitely save again here if you don't feel comfortable. I would recommend it. Definitely recommend it. At this point, you probably only need to save 2 more times. So the amount of ink ribbons we should have at this point is more than enough. But of course, if you ever need to save more, it's totally up to you. Yeah, so if you want to take the red herb, you can, because there's going to be a green herb right in the next room where we're going to use the key for. Definitely take a first aid spray, because there's a good chance you're going to get, like, your ankles just cut up. Yeah. I didn't end up using that first aid spray, but if you got hit there, you would have used it yourself, so it's okay if you didn't use it. Just means we have more heals for Yawn. Okay. Okay, that's it. You're just supposed to push it. This room always kind of freaked me out. It's like that statue there doesn't make a whole lot of sense that it can stop to... I'm assuming they're hydraulic presses, but you know, whatever it is, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that it can stop 2 of those. Oh my god, that's one of my fears. One of my mistakes, my common mistakes in this room. That I'm running in a direction and I end up accidentally going too far in one direction, and I end up wasting some time. So we still need to make room for the battery, the blue book, and the can't remember what the other item is. There's one more, the ruby, the red ruby, I think it was. This is another room you can get poisoned in, so just be careful here. Usually it's this one right above me that can poison you. But if you do get poisoned, it's, you know, it's not the end of the world. There's a blue herb right in this room here. Oh, if you need it, there it is. I would take... If you didn't have the red herb from earlier, like if you didn't bring it with you, I would definitely use it there. Oh my god. So what I'm going to do here is I'm probably going to get bit again, but I'm going to take the... Oh, nice. I'm going to take the blue herb. He puked because he was at an... I think either I was on an edge or he was on an edge. And the zombies can't grab you when they're on an edge. Well, difference of elevation, not an edge. Oh, come on. At this point, I don't think Yawn can actually poison you. I think it's he loses the ability to poison you at this stage in the game, even if you didn't take the serum earlier. So if you needed a heal, there's an opportunity right there in that room. Well, not that room, that corner. But I have too many items, so I'm just gonna keep going. That's the crazy thing about this game. Like, if you're playing this game normally, you're like, oh my goodness, I have to take all these items, you know, they're super important. I can't leave the shotgun ammo behind, I can't leave the healing behind, whatever. And then when you're doing a knife only run, it's like, well, I don't need any of that, so I'm just gonna leave it behind. Oh, that was a mistake, but it worked out in the end. Okay, so dodge him there, dodge him there. Yeah, Yeah, if you end up getting grabbed and bit like crazy in that room, don't worry too much about it. You would just use your heals, because Yawn isn't really that hard. Like, the times that I fight Yawn without practice is like, I think maybe one hit. I only get hit one time. Maybe 2 times, because he's really easy to cheese, even with the knife. But if you really needed it, like here you can grab healing after the fact. Like if you don't have anything to heal, like at all, just take one of the 2 green herbs. In theory, you shouldn't get hit, but you know, it could happen, so just take one at least. You should still have 1 full heal though with you, just in case. So just come down. The trick for Yawn on this one is to stay on the outside and stab his tail. Stab him. Hold on. He's gonna drop. There we go. Whatever you do, don't stand in the circle, in his inner circle like that. Always stay on his outside. Because what he ends up doing is, if you're in the center where he is, like, you know, he can coil around you, he does his insta-kill move. It's not often, but he does it. Just run around. He'll do one of 2 things. Either he just slams his head on the ground, or he ends up just... Oh, crap. He ends up just doing circles like that. Oh my god, this camera movement. At this point, I'm chasing him. I missed. Oh man, that's fine. I can't see him. Oh wow. Yeah, you don't want to be here. This is where you don't want to be, in that center there. I can very easily just become death. Not good. What's my health at? I'm gonna use the green herb. I needed to use it anyway. Where is he? Ow. I can only imagine how much of a pain in the ass it was to put around this snake. Like, I get that it's going in straight lines, but it just, look at this thing, dude. It just... There we go. Incredibly easy boss, like... kind of free, to be honest. And now that I use the green herb, like, I don't have to worry about the space anymore. And I didn't even use my full heal. So now the only other segment that's gonna be I honestly can't tell, to be honest. Like the only other part that I can think of that's gonna be somewhat difficult is gonna be the bomb part, well, the fuel part. And only if, for example, when you're doing it, you don't take down the zombies that are in your way. You don't have to take everybody out, but just those, there's 2 that are gonna be in your path that if you don't take them down, you don't have to, but if you don't take them out, it can make things a bit harder than they need to be. Like right here, before we get the red gem, we just drop off the extra items that we have, so the 2 books, because we won't need them until way later. And if you save those 2 green herbs at the start in that hallway that was down here, if you didn't touch them earlier, You can go there, heal now if you wanted to. Well, I mean, if you have the room, but if you're in the same inventory slots that I am, you probably don't have the room for it. So this hallway, it'll be empty unless you come in from the glass doorway on the other side towards it. So I'm gonna leave the books here. I'm gonna put this way down here. I don't need this at all. You could save if you wanted to. There's a few more things we have to do, so it's not really essential yet. Okay, so, oh my goodness, this camera. So I always end up doing is you just move the little jar first, then turn the eagle over to you. And again, we're going for the bad ending because it's faster and easier than if we were to try to get the MO disc, save Jill, and somehow try to save Rebecca. So we're done in this room. The funny thing about Rebecca too is that you don't actually need to, like, if you're on the fence about whether or not you want to get the good ending or bad ending, I'm gonna go heal, by the way. That green herb box that was in the other room with the service. If you go there, you can heal yourself real fast. You just got to be quick about it because there's a hunter in here. It's fine. Pretty sure I'm still fine. Yeah. Yeah, so this hallway is going to be empty until you come in from downstairs and going up. What ends up happening is 2 hunters, I believe it was, break in through here. But only if you come in from the other side. So if I were to go back in this door and go back upstairs, they would break in and then they'd be in there permanently. But because I haven't done it, they're not going to be here. And these zombies are going to be here instead, which is really good because you don't have to worry about the hunters at all. So at this point, you have 2 options. You can either choose to get the key in the mirror room to then get the ring that you would need for the Spencer emblem, or you can go get the Spencer emblem first. It's up to you. What I end up liking to do is get this ring first because you're here already, and then once that's done, I go get the ring. And like I said earlier, like I was trying to say earlier, if you were still on the fence about whether or not you wanted to get the bad ending, like if for whatever reason you're like, hey, you know what, I want to give myself the option to potentially change my mind if I wanted to, you could. All right, let's get this box. I think it was like this. It was like this? No, it was over here. Oops. Yeah, so what I always end up doing is when I'm coming over here, I use the key on the door, on the study door, just to get rid of it and open up a slot. And then I don't enter it. I just leave the door open. So then, like I said, if you want to give yourself the opportunity to change your mind and say, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the good ending, the true ending, whatever. You give yourself that option without having to really like change your path too much. Because as long as you don't enter the door, this cutscene with Rebecca doesn't start. So you can literally use the door, have it open, ready to go whenever. You just don't enter it, and she won't be in danger. Oh no. Okay, so that door's open now. We're gonna need to crank in a bit. So if you don't have it on you, that's perfectly fine. You go get it in the guardhouse. I would leave that until the end, like once you're coming back from Lisa's hut, just in case you need it. So, do I have the red herb with me? No, I have a green herb. I'll pick this up too. Off of me. Perfect. Everything balanced out now. So this is the part where you can potentially get poisoned. So if you don't have a blue herb with you, that's okay, because you're, you know, I'm assuming you don't have the crank with you as well. And we were going to go to the guardhouse anyway, so you would be able to pick it up there, either from your inventory when you stash it away, or if you didn't pick up the one by the map, it would still be there. Ah, crap. Whatever. I got too close to one of the walls. Like, that one, I never hit, like, ever. It's usually the other two. I think I still have my green herb. Yeah, I do. Okay. So you can heal immediately if you want to. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run poisoned for a little bit, just a smidge, because I want to any damage I soak up from the Cerberus right now, I'm just gonna recover it in a minute. It does slow you down though, so it's completely okay if you want to heal out of it just to regain your movement speed. Okay, so again, this is another segment where if you wanted to save, you definitely could. Because this will give you a really good opportunity to not have to redo everything you just did. Like this is a good spot to save. I might be too far. Oh no. That's happened to me before where I'm just slightly too far from the stupid wall and it doesn't activate it. I've made the mistake in the past where I put the battery in, but I didn't take the lift up. And when you get up here and you turn on the water, you can't call the lift from up here if it's down there. Like you have to bring it up. So make sure that you call the lift before you take the lift up and not go around. Not that you would want to go around anyway, simply because of the stupid snakes. Alright, we're done with that crank now. Oh, stupid dog. I think the only thing about this segment of the game that's difficult is just the boulder part. Well, not the boulder part, like right after the boulder part. Oh, stupid. Better not be in danger. I mean, not danger, caution. Probably am. Yep. That's like the stupidest attack they have. Like it jumping and pushing, like that doesn't even make any sense. Like had it jumped and tackled you to the ground, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But it jumps and it kicks off of you. Like what? But yeah, after the boulder part and that hunter pops up, like that's probably like, well, maybe not hard, like just you don't see it coming, and if you don't see it coming, you can die, and then you lose whatever progress you lost up to that point. Oh my god. If you ever feel you need to practice with like a different trophy or achievement before you do a knife run, you definitely could. Just because some of the timing and like just being familiar with the tank controls is really helpful. Like I made a lot of input mistakes in this run. Okay, I don't need the green crank one anymore, so I'm gonna put it way down there. You can save now if you want to. I don't recommend it because you don't really need to worry about it. I would take 2 healing items with you. And a blue herb if you have it. If you don't have it, it's fine. You're gonna need it. I mean, you're gonna get one later. Just because it's not impossible, but there's a possibility of getting poisoned with forget his name. Black Tiger. I'm gonna take this one too because I'm probably gonna get. I'm probably gonna need it in a bit. So when you have the flamethrower with Chris, make sure not to use it because it will invalidate. Like even just shooting it will invalidate it. So once you get past this part, you can get the healing item back here if you want. Oh, I'm sorry, those are shotgun shells. I'm confusing it with a different one. I like how this boss just comes out of nowhere. Like, they had every giant version of a watch out. That hurts a lot if it hits you. Just be careful with that attack. That and the poison spray. What am I in? Okay. Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna definitely heal here. Oh, of course. I don't think I was poisoned. I didn't see the poison animation. No. Okay. Gonna put the flamethrower away. Alright, so this was the one I was thinking about. So if you go back to this back part where the boulder is, or I think it was where it breaks. One of the two. Either where it's at right now or where it breaks, there's a healing item there. I believe it was a first aid spray. So if you needed it, you know, you can grab it there. I would get it now before going to the puzzle room because of the it's kind of out of the way. You just save yourself time by getting it now instead of later. But let's see what it is. I'm pretty sure it was a first aid spray. Yeah, see? Sweet. Okay, so we gotta move the statue and get the cylinder piece. So whatever you do, make sure you don't accidentally trigger that little pedestal on the floor. Well, pressure tablet that spins things around. Because you're kind of forced on there when you trigger it, so you can't move. It's really annoying when it happens to you. Okay. Now after this, the Lisa part, I don't remember it being difficult. It's long, but I don't remember it being like, oh man, you gotta be super careful, otherwise you mess up. I think I overpushed it. It's fine if you have full inventory here because you need to combine the shaft with this and get the flamethrower. I would just use the blue herb now if you would need to use it. Use up an item, I mean. Yeah, I don't think there's any other like accidental also be careful on that room because he can hit you when you load in. And if he hits you, you just take a bunch of damage and you know, you probably don't want that. Out of my way. Yeah, after this I don't think there's an area where you can accidentally shoot an item that would invalidate the knife only run. Now I definitely recommend a save if you didn't do so early already. It's a good opportunity to give yourself a checkpoint essentially. You can definitely do a knife only run and not save, like if you want to go with those two at once. I personally don't recommend that because of the fact that like no save runs, you have to kind of play it a little bit different than actually you don't need the crank anymore either. I should only carry one healing item on top of that. I'm gonna put this up here. I'm fairly certain we don't need the crank anymore. I could be wrong though. But I don't remember needing the crank again after this part. I guess we'll find out. I don't quite remember the combination. I think it was 2, 4, 3, 1, but I'll check right now. So 2, 4, 3, 1. Damn, was not it. We're gonna do 4, 2, 3, 1. There we go. The positioning was off. See, like, I'm super rusty. If anything, I probably shouldn't even be trying to make a guide right now. I should have done like a practice run just to get all the details in again. Hey, but if anything, it says that, you know, even if you're rusty or you're not extremely familiar with the game, you should still be able to do it. It's not too difficult. And you don't even need to be playing on normal difficulty. You can be doing this on easy or very easy. I don't remember if I went the right way or not. So for this part, Lisa always spawns the first place you go to. So had I gone this way, she would have spawned in front of me here. Okay, so we go this way. Okay, now that that's done, we can get the flamethrower and then get out of here. If for some reason you still wanted to decide whether or not you wanted to get the true ending or the good ending, which I completely advise against, but you know, you can do it if you want. The part with oh, there she is. The part with Tyrant is really annoying. You don't have to pick up these items if you don't want to. If anything, I'm probably gonna get hit right now. Oh no, good. Just the more the merrier kind of situation, you know? In a lot of ways, any healing item that you can get for free like that, you should get. But if you end up taking a bunch of damage that you end up using the healing item on the spot that you normally wouldn't have, you probably shouldn't get. Just because all you ended up doing was just, you know, just getting yourself hurt. At some point, I need to work my way up to one of the other Resident Evils. So far, I've only done this one on my channel. I like this one a lot. Like, it's not my favorite, but I like this one a lot. I played it a lot, too. And what I really want to do is Resident Evil... Actually, no, that's not true. I did Resident Evil 4 Remake as well. I just forgot about that. Another very good game, and I like that one a lot, too. But, what was I saying? Yeah, I want to do Resident Evil 2. Like that one, the remake. I don't have a lot of practice on that one, so that's why I really haven't done it. But I'm sure it's a lot of fun. And there's plenty of achievements in that game that could easily have guides for. Hopefully I'll do a video for that game in 2024. One of my goals for that one. The snakes here, that they can poison you, but there's a blue herb at the very top of the ladder if you somehow get poisoned here. If you don't get poisoned, you don't need it, it's fine. You should still get the herbs here though. As far as I remember, I don't think there's any more enemies after those snakes that can poison you. I'm pretty sure. At this stage, if you don't need items, you can just drop them off in that box there. I don't recommend you save, at least not yet. But if you really wanted to, you could. Just in case if you don't feel comfortable with the Lisa fight. The one with in the it's not a grave, the catacomb. Yeah, so now we would have to get the Spencer emblem. Yeah, I think the only remaining part you could potentially die in, like just immediately, besides this next hunter, is just the bomb area / fuel area. Like that's really the only other segment where like you might say, oh man, like I gotta be careful. Other than that, because I don't think Tyrant 1, the one before the helipad, has the insta-kill move. It's not until the second stage that he has it. And this is where we pick up that healing item. So yeah, we're stacked. Completely stacked on healing items. But if you don't have as many, as long as you have 2 before the end of the game, you'll be golden. Like, that's all you really need, to be honest. Don't forget to take that emblem. I've done it in the past where I forgot to take it, so I had to come back for it and run through a bunch of stuff. Adds a bunch of time and load screens. So now you would decide about Rebecca. Again, bad ending, so just whatever you hear when you're in this room is not canonically heard by Chris. I always wondered why when they remade this game, they didn't close the same with Resident Evil 2 remake. Why they didn't close the contradictions in the story. Like for example, here if you're playing as Chris, Rebecca appears, but Barry never does. Whereas if you're playing as Jill, Rebecca never appears and is never even mentioned. So what does that mean? Like at least with Chris, it's never implied that Barry dies or anything like that. But it doesn't really like. I guess in a way, like it kind of makes it like you have to have Chris be the main character because Rebecca appears only in his campaign and she is, canonically alive. Whereas in the other one, when you're playing as Jill, she's never mentioned. So like, I guess if you play Zero, it leaves a big, plot hole, and it's like, well, what happened to Rebecca? So you only really get an answer to that if you're playing as Chris. And then Resident Evil 2, obviously, with not so much with the original Resident Evil 2, but with the remake specifically. Don't forget to get the books here. The 2 books. You can examine them now if you want. But with Resident Evil 2, for example, the in the remake, it has contradictions in the sense of certain events happen earlier with certain characters when you do first and second run, which could not have happened because you know for a fact, like, hey, they couldn't have been that far behind me, or they couldn't have been that far ahead of me. So that one actually annoyed me a little bit. Where I like the remake, the way they reinterpreted the story, but I didn't like the contradictions that they made. And I guess in a way it's like to be faithful to the original too, with their open-endedness. Okay. She can knock you off the map, by the way, so just be careful. Oh, shoot. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're in the end game now. Well, I'm about to enter the end game. Okay, so this one, I believe, was the silver one? Yes. I apologize if there's any background sounds here. So if you wanted to save here, you could. Just so you can like have this as your starting save for the area. If you have as many healings items as I do, or if you have even more because you're, you know, on easier difficulties and the game just gave you more, don't even worry about the damage you take here. Just, you know, whatever you get damaged by, just keep going. Just keep tanking it. Oh my god. Stupid camera. I honestly don't remember this section here. I can't remember if we actually have to enter this room here with the X-ray printouts. I know it gives you the combination to the computer. But I don't remember if there's anything else. No, there isn't. Okay, so you don't have to enter this room at all. And the reason I'm saying that is because I remember the combination. I would hold off on taking down the zombies here until a little bit after this. Just like a little bit after this. So like you want to make sure you disable the security, get the canister, and then before you fuel it up, that's when you would take those 2 zombies down. Come on. Okay, so it was John. And then Ada. And then the password to that was cell. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna get the canister and we're gonna get the key to get to the next area. I almost messed up and I went to the wrong area. I just remember something, and that is that I don't remember the password for this next puzzle room. It's really easy, I just don't remember what it was. I think it was like 8421? 846? Oh my god, see that's the problem, I don't remember what it was. 8642? No. Eight, 4, 6, 2. Okay. Whew. Oh, it's been a while, but there's just certain things you don't forget. But okay. So definitely get the first aid spray, because you're not coming back here at all. Get the key. I'm gonna quickly use it on the 2 doors. Just to get rid of the key. Oh. We're almost at the point that we need to take down the zombie. Oh no. Okay, as far as I remember, we don't need to enter the other door because we're not going to use the ammo discs. This area here, you should take down this zombie if you don't feel comfortable. That's fine. They don't ever come back as Crimson Heads, so you don't have to worry about them ever coming back. I'm just kind of hover here because that one's too far that I can't really gauge the distance. Oh, come on. Okay. Was the canister back here? Yeah, it was. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm like, why am I coming back here? We get the canister, and after we get the canister, then we fuel it up. Yeah. So this guy here, you can take him down if you want to. I usually don't. And the reason for that is because you get like a certain amount of steps that you can run before the enemy becomes an issue. So if he grabs you like that, you're probably won't die. Just really annoying if he grabs you like that. At this stage, I would save here. Just so you don't have to redo all of that room treading. Where is the save? There it is. This is probably the last save, if not the second to last save you're going to do. Depending on how comfortable you feel with the tyrant fight. So if you're not comfortable with it at all, like you just don't want to risk it, then you save one more time before the tyrant fight. But if you feel completely comfortable, then yeah, you wouldn't save again. You just end the game. So because I have just a stupid amount of healing items, I'm just gonna go straight ham on this one zombie that's gonna be in my way. If you didn't, if for some reason you had too low of healing items, then you would play a little bit more careful. I can't see. Oh my god, the camera. This guy does turn into a Crimson Head, so definitely make sure that you don't spend too long in the other room when you're running by. After you fuel up. You just want to get through here as fast as possible. Let's give him a few stabs. Sometimes they fall, but they don't go down. Yeah, okay, yeah, so he's good. We're gonna keep going. So we have probably about 3 minutes. I think it takes about 3 minutes for them to turn into Crimson Heads. 3 real minutes. So this zombie in here, you don't have to do anything to him. Like, you just leave him alone and you can get out pretty fast. If you're very paranoid about it, like you just say, hey, you know what? I don't want to risk it. Take him out. This is probably the most stressful part of both of a no save and a knife only run. So if you personally don't feel comfortable just doing this part, running it, just take him out, you know. I would have just left this guy alone, but you know, just for the sake of just showing like, oh yeah, it's gonna take you this amount of time to take him out, you know. I'm just gonna put that in there. Alright, do I need a heal? I don't, but you know, I could if I wanted to. I think I just have to interact with it. Okay, so for the fuel, it will never explode if you're walking, so you can walk full speed and you'll be fine. So, you know, you don't ever have to worry about it exploding when you're walking. When you're running, how many steps it takes before it explodes is based on your difficulty. I know that very easy and easy are very similar, if not the same, in terms of steps. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. I think very easy and easy, you can run 7 or 8 steps in a row without even having to worry. Oh, well, 6 to 7 or maybe even 8 steps before it explodes. When you run, you have to walk a certain amount of steps after running to reset the cooldown on the explosive steps. So if you set, let's say you run your maximum on very easy and easy, let's just say 6 for this example, then you have to walk 4 in a row like this to reset, so you get another 6 steps. So it's not like you can run 6 steps, then walk 1 step or 2 steps, and then you can run another 6 steps, because otherwise, you know, this be super easy. You do have to reset it a little bit. Here, if you didn't take down the Chimera, you walk as close as you can, then run it. So you just run past them and then just walk the rest. If you don't feel confident in doing that, like let's say, you know, you just can't time it or whatever, and you're like, you know what, I don't want to risk that. It's just too risky for me. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I feel I'm going to mess it up or whatever. If you're at that stage, take him out before you even get to this room, because he doesn't respawn if you take him out. So all you would have to do is just stab him as many times as it takes. I don't really know, because I don't think I've done it before. If I had to guess, it's probably about 12, somewhere in that range. Yeah, but we're basically at the end. So at this point, it comes down to what you want. If you feel comfortable, you have the healing items for Tyrant, you're like, oh yeah, I got this, no problem. Then, you know, just run, restock, so you have maximum healing items on you, and then just go straight to Tyrant. If you don't feel comfortable, like you don't know if you can, you know, just take him down, no problem, then save before going to Tyrant, then swap out your ink ribbons with another healing item. Because I've been taking hits before I even got to Tyrant. I mean, before I even got to the canister, I'm gonna use 1 healing item, and then I'm gonna restock everything. So I'm gonna heal right now. See, because I was in caution. Yeah, 5 healing items. Like, you're not gonna use them all. You're gonna be completely fine. Plus, I think there's more down there anyway. So, if for some reason you didn't have any, well, you're gonna get more. And if you don't get hit at all, you would just use, I think, 1 or 2, because you need to have 2 slots. 1 for the key to get out, and then 1 for the adapter, power adapter, battery, whatever it was at the end. But yeah, we're almost done. Like, I basically consider this free. Okay, so skip the cutscene. So when he spawns in, just run straight to him. Try to stay behind him, because he stops walking and then he goes around. Sometimes he swipes at you, but you don't have to really worry about him swiping at you. Like I said, he's basically free. He's a joke. I'm gonna get hit. Oh, maybe not. Just this version of him though, because like the yeah, it's over. Didn't have the key? Oh, there it is. Damn, I didn't even use them. That's... Oh well. This works too. But yeah, that's basically the game at that point. Just gonna disable the alarm. Over here. So at the end, the clock we're going to see from my file is not going to be the true length of the video. And that's because when I took my break earlier, when I made the cut, I left the game running in the background. And that's one of the things about this game. The only way to stop the timer, the in-game timer, is to is to quit the game out entirely or load a file from wherever you're at, which would also require you to quit out the main menu. You can't pause the timer in-game. So even if you press start or you're in the in-game menu, it keeps running in the background. And what I could have easily done was just quit the game out entirely while I took my break, and then it would have been no issue. If you had decided to go for the true ending and you know, ended up going towards Tyrant, you would have needed to survive long enough for the rocket launcher to spawn. The problem is though, like, you probably wouldn't do the damage to get him to drop the NPCs you saved. So unless you had the infinite rocket launcher, you wouldn't really be able to get the true ending. And what I mean by that is, like, you wouldn't be able to... Oh, crap, I went the wrong way. Oh, no, I did go the right way. Yeah, I was completely out of it right there. No. Yeah, I don't think you can do enough damage with a knife to stop him from executing one of your allies. So you would basically be forced to use the infinite rocket launcher. It wouldn't disable the run if you were trying to go with that. There was a commenter not long ago that told me about that. Thought that was pretty cool. That you can use the infinite rocket launcher to trigger the final game cutscene, because using it doesn't... It's not considered using a weapon, I guess. Do I still need this key? Well, I mean, that's the game, basically. So I think I took like a 20-minute break, a 30-minute break, so the time that you're going to see right now is going to be off by about 30 minutes compared to the length of this video. Give or take. And that's Resident Evil Knife Only. It's not that bad. It does take a little bit of practice. Like, I have played enough of this game to, like, remember just off of muscle memory some of the things. But obviously, there was a ton of room for improvement here. Like, I made mistakes. I went the wrong way. Like, at the very beginning of the video, like, I completely went the wrong way. I forgot how to backtrack, and that added, I don't know, probably like 5 minutes to my time. And like I said, I took a break for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. So I left the game running in the background, so that timer just kept going. But yeah, it's not an impossible challenge. And like I said at the beginning as well, you don't have to do it on normal. You can do it on easy, very easy, whatever. You get more items that way. So totally manageable. But if you have any questions after watching this, just feel free to leave a comment, and I'll see if I can get back to you, help you out as quickly as I can.